Can you dig it, sucker?
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the BOAT, Brad Gilmore, as they discuss everything from inside the ring to the backstage and beyond. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame again, y'all. I'm that boy, man. I'm that boy, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always, man. And we getting ready to do this thing. I want to thank everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody, for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. I'm feeling good because I got to fly out of here in the morning, heading to Philly, man. You know, and it's always good in Philadelphia, PA, the city of brotherly love. You know, getting ready to head home to Lowell, Massachusetts on Sunday as well. Heat wave. NXT is heating up, baby. It's heating up. TNA is heating up. Let me shout out to TNA. Shout out to TNA and what they're doing over there. Big money moves going down over there at TNA, man. But I'm excited, man. I don't know why I get all this energy from, but I feel good. I really do.
You know, TNA, I hear they're circling the media rights. Maybe they got something cooking for themselves. We'll see what kind of comes out of that.
I don't want to say nothing. But when it break, trust me, we're gonna be the first ones. We're gonna be the first one to break it because I got sources in TNA now. I got big time sources in TNA, and I'm talking about they start at the top of the food chain. You feel me? So I'm getting all the news, all the dirt. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You're going to be spilling all the tea right here inside the Hall of Fame. I just want to let everybody know that.
Okay, well, the tea is going to be spilt here inside the Hall of Fame. By the way, speaking of tea, I want to get your reaction to this. I just found out about this app that is now launched that the ladies are using, and okay. I think it's called The Tea. And what you do is you go on there, you verify yourself, and then you and these other women, it's for women only, from my understanding, you go on there and you see if the guy you're talking to in your area is talking to any of these other women. It's like a snitch app for women to find out if the guy is playing the field or not. How do you feel about this?
You know, man, this new style, this new age and everything, where people can, just like myself, Charmel and I, we was at K-Pot last night, and my daughter texted her and said, you didn't ever tell me you was going to K-Pot. She had tracked Charmel's phone. So these days, the world that we're living in today, man, you can't get away with nothing, man. They can put the little tracker on your car. You know what I mean?
Well, air tags.
Yeah. So it's everything's open season right now, man. You got to be very, very careful. You got to be like James Bond. You got to be very secretive. Everything you do going on in 2025. Seriously.
Yeah, Callie Toenail says he's heard of this app, and you can also talk to their ex on there as well. So you could go find your new guy's ex and be like, "Hey, give me the tea."
That's just way too much information. That's way too much information. I don't even want to know my girl had another guy.
Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hear you.
So if I find him, he might be 6'8". So we know what that means. Wear a size 16 and a half. So I might drop her, if I find out. So I don't even want to know.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know. But see, that's the difference between men and women. Women want to know everything. Men want to know nothing. We don't want to know anything. Don't tell us nothing. I don't care. Don't want to know. You know what I mean? Especially if you're dating a 6'8" baller. I don't want to know that.
You feel me?
Don't want to know.
I'm just saying. So let's keep it copacetic.
Let's keep it copacetic, 100%. Well, you know what? We had a lot going on over the weekend. Obviously, there was AAA, there was UFC, went down. A lot of things going on.
Wait a minute. Let's not forget about the masterclass that was given at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena, 2-day event at the Walker Texas Lawyer. And I tell you, man, we had a lot of prospects out there. We had about 27 guys and girls showed up for the seminar, and it was a 2-day event, and we had a blast, as well as we ended it off with a little showcase, and we had probably a couple hundred people there, for the showcase. So it was amazing, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out to our first master class at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena. So boom, big ups to everybody who.
Okay, so walk people through it. Like, what is the 2-day event? What does it all entail for people who might want to do the next one?
Oh man, it entailed a master class as far as promos, as far as insight from a business side. I don't want to give away too many secrets to anybody who may want to come to the next one or anything like that. Myself and Gabe Sapolsky actually was the two at the forefront, but we had trainers in there actually giving lessons for both the days. We actually put together matches. We actually had matches both days, just trying to fine tune these guys. They went through training programs as well as far as regiments. It was amazing. It was something, like I say, for the first time for me, getting a chance to really do on this from this scale. Now being a part of the WWE program, now being able to really hone in and see who's out there, who perhaps may be the next kid that could step up to the next level and do something. I think we had this kid, Adam Green, and at 19 years old, we actually signed him to the Reality of Wrestling roster because he was such a standout kid, 19 years old. So we can only imagine what we're going to be doing with this kid in the future for Reality of Wrestling. So that's what it's all about. It's all about, there again, seeing who's out there and who's available and who perhaps may be the next superstar for this business.
Well, you know what? That's awesome. That's awesome. Gabe Sapolsky, obviously the guy who was kind of behind the WWE ID program for people who do not know. So yeah, I mean, that's awesome that people were able to come out there and do that. And shout out to a new Row roster member. What I was also going to bring up before we buried any more leads over the weekend was A&E did a special on greatest matches in WWE history, and Booker T versus Rey Mysterio was the highlighted match over the weekend. I don't know if you got to see any of the social media clips from it.
Wait a minute, are you kidding me?
You didn't know this?
No, man, I'm not buried deep into that kind of stuff, man. I don't read my own press clippings or anything like that, but tell me about it.
Well, I mean, so they highlighted the match that you had with Ray as King Booker from the Bash at the Great American Bash, when you won the world title, which is a match that I know that you personally love, not just because you won the world title, because that was just a kind of a master class of character, of storytelling, of Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera. But here, like, why don't we listen to a little bit of what people were saying about the match on the special? Is that cool? Like, here.
Yeah, go right ahead, man.
Let's see if you can hear this. Here we go.
It is a big fight feel here tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana.
You in for a beating tonight, man.
The champion Rey Mysterio and the challenger King Booker. This will be one hell of a matchup.
Working with Rey Mysterio, who I always considered as my favorite wrestler.
I remember going out there with Booker T. The chemistry was just there.
Oh, wow!
To me, the guys that are really great in this business are guys that can do it all. It's what, to me, puts Booker in the top echelon, is his ability to tear it up.
Royal Book It! The Royal Book It! King Booker is world champion. It is the King's time.
That was an incredible match. Wow.
The only king to ever win that World Heavyweight Championship. It meant a lot.
Long live the King!
WWE's greatest moments on A&E. So that was Ray and Triple H and yourself talking about the match. Triple H saying that you could do it all. That's what put you in the upper echelon. How do you feel about that?
I was a hell of a worker, man. I was good. I could do a lot of things inside the the square circle and make people feel a certain way in that match, man, with Rey Mysterio. That was one of the highlight moments in my career. The cap off winning the World Heavyweight Championship as King Booker. Man, what a match. I was talking to Ray about that about a year or so ago, and I was like, Ray, man, you got to go back. I said, man, I don't know if you remember that match. And he was like, man, I don't know. I don't really. He's like me. He doesn't watch a lot of the matches that he's been in. And I told him, man, just go back and watch it. And he went back and watched it, man. And he texted me and he goes, man, that was an awesome match, Book. And I was like, wow. Because the chemistry with Ray that night was, man, it was second to none. It was an unbelievable time in the ring. And I remember that match step by step. I mean, moment by moment from the beginning, just like when I was talking, you're going to have a bad night tonight, Ray. Eddie's not going to be here to help you tonight, Ray. And I was just talking, I felt like Muhammad Ali, in a lot of ways, and then to actually go out and portray it in the middle of that ring, man, in the middle of that squared circle. Man, I always put that match on a lot of times for my students when I'm doing film study, just so they can watch the artistry, the showmanship, Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera, this thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful team. Hey, man, we got to take a break, man. Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Fellas, listen up. It's Bo Brad Gilmore. Y'all know me. I've called championship fights. I've rocked sold-out arenas, and I've even debated the merits of time travel with Doc Brown himself. But today, I'm talking about stepping into the bedroom like you're walking into WrestleMania. Main event energy only. Oh, yeah. And if you're ready to level up, let me introduce you to Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets with active ingredients that help stronger, longer-lasting erections. Think of it like you're giving your downstairs a locker room speech in a protein shake. We're not talking about average. We're talking about legendary. Look, I know a guy, let's call him B-Ran, who tried one of those Blue Chew tablets and nearly had to change his jeans and his mailing address. It's like his meat telescope made contact with a higher power. Said his junk dropped a mixtape. Just one bass note for 37 minutes and it slapped. It's not sex anymore. It's a superhero origin story. The Girthinator Rises. Coming soon to a bedroom near you. Because this isn't just about performance. It's about legacy. Or should I say it's about third legacy. So, if you're ready to take your game from meh to monumental, head over to BlueChew.com and discover your options. And here's the hookup. You get your first month of Blue Chew free. That's right. It's free. Just use promo code BOOKER at checkout and pay only $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Use promo code BOOKER. Big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and safety information. And use that promo code BOOKER. Oh, yeah, brother.
Can you dig it? Houston, get ready to rumble with the Hall of Fame on ESPN Radio.
That's right, Booker. We're bringing the heat Tuesday through Friday right here on the Houston airwaves on 97.5 and 92.5.
We've got the exclusive scoop on wrestling, boxing, and everything in between.
Join us for the smackdown of sports talk and don't miss a moment of the action.
The Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that? Sucker! Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all, man. That Blue Chew, man. That Blue Chew. Get you some, dog. I just ordered me a new subscription here in the mail, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm talking about rock solid. Get you right, man. I'm just saying. For the brothers out there. Trying to make sure we get a renewal also here, guys.
I feel that. Yeah. I like where you're going with it. For the brothers out there.
For the brothers, you know what I mean?
The 6'8" ball players, you know what I mean? Everybody in between.
We don't want no nothing.
Oh man. Look, Book. I'm a Maine, and it's okay to admit as a Maine when you're wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And I thought the Diamond himself, Dracus Duplessis.
I thought you were talking about the Diamond Poirier.
MVP, bang. I thought he was going to go out there, and I thought he was going to prove why he was the champion and why he was the king of that division, a guy who went out there against so many of the top competitors in that weight class. And you know what? Khamzat Chimaev, he outclassed him, and you were right. You were 100% right. He went out there and did it at UFC 319. He's the new champ. And Dana White not only said, is he the new champ, he said he's the biggest star in the sport. Now, I think that's a little bit of an oversell.
Yeah.
But he's on his way.
Yeah, it definitely is an oversell. I mean, Chimaev went out there and did exactly what I said he was going to do. I said he was going to pretty much dominate that fight. I said it was probably going to go 5 rounds just because Duplessis is a dog and he just wasn't going to quit.
Yeah.
But I just felt like those two styles, it just did not favor Duplessis in any way, shape, or form. Duplessis is one of those fighters that's so unorthodox. He's kind of reckless a little bit. And a fighter like that, fighting a wrestler, a guy that can do jujitsu, I mean, a guy that can really handle himself on the mat, normally doesn't do very well just because they'll run into something. And if you notice, Khamzat was shooting within the first 15 seconds. As soon as the bell rang and they come right back out to boom, he would shoot on him just because he knew he couldn't defend it. So I just had a feeling that Duplessis, he had a great a great run. It wasn't a long run or anything like that. It was
not.
But it was a good little run. It was a good little run. Beating Adesanya was definitely was big. But there again, Adesanya's not a wrestler. Adesanya can compete from that perspective. And then at the end of the night, Adesanya was the one who got caught in the rear naked, who had to tap, you know what I mean, from a wrestling perspective. Mm-hmm. So Duplessis was even better than him, even on those grounds. But a guy like Chimaev, man, his gas tank, it seemed like it's unlimited. He don't mind getting hit in the face. He's just a pure fighter. He's just a pure fighter. And it's gonna be hard for anybody in the division. Anybody. He's gonna have to move to a different division. Anybody in this division, nobody's gonna be able to handle. Seriously, it's just that simple.
No, I mean, he's the guy. He's the guy. And I, not that I did doubt him. I didn't think he was gonna get past Duplessis, but I knew what he could bring inside that.
You remember I said that this guy could beat. I think that's it. It's just a couple of weeks ago, I said this guy could beat everybody in the division.
Yeah.
I say no one in the division could touch him. He just beat the champ. He just beat the champ, and he shut him out. He did. So for me, what about that co-main event?
Man, well, first off, before we even get to the co-main event.
Yeah, Pico, we was talking about that.
We were just talking about it. We were talking about how that isn't like a.
I didn't mean to cut you off or anything, but go ahead.
No, I mean, we were talking about how, what is that main event? But then they went out there and bang! That spinning back elbow, man. And they did it. They were spinning back elbows in the welterweight fight as well.
Yeah.
Bam. Yeah. And then MVP, Michael Venom Page, went out there and got a UFC win.
He got a victory. But Aaron Pico making his debut in the UFC. And that's what I say. Guys making their debut in the UFC is really. I really feel like the UFC need to do a little bit better as far as guys making their debuts in the UFC. I don't know what's the protocol or anything like that, or the modus operandi of throwing a guy like totally like in the deep water for the first fight in the UFC. It seemed like they have done this on many, many occasions when guys are coming from outside promotions, right?
Yeah. And
making debuts inside the Octagon. Seemed like it's like a guy coming from WCW. We finna wreck his ass up quick and get him up out of here. Do it seem like it's that feel to you?
Always. You can't tell me one guy who came into the UFC from another promotion, not just Bellator, from anywhere, from K1.
Well, one guy as of late, Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel had pretty much an easy little ride coming into the UFC.
Okay, granted, but even if you go back to a guy like, look, go back to Brock got Frank Mir in his first fight, right? CM Punk got Mickey Gall, a guy who's way more advanced than him at that stage in his career. And then anybody, Michael Chandler, Ben Askren, everybody gets thrown. Michael Venom Page, everyone gets kind of thrown to the wolves.
I want to say a prayer go out to Ben Askren.
Yeah, man.
What he's going through right now. Having to have double kidney surgery.
Was it kidney? I think it was lung, wasn't it?
Maybe
you're right.
But for this dude, man, I just want to say a prayer for him, and I appreciate what Jake Paul did for him as well, as far as helping pay some of his medical bills and whatnot. But I didn't want to get off on too far on another note, but I just want to say prayers up for Ben Askren, big time.
Yeah, funky Ben Askren, who was undefeated during his MMA career until he had that loss to Jorge Masvidal in the UFC. But yeah, he in June had a double lung transplant. He was hospitalized with severe pneumonia linked to a staph infection. I mean, he was in the hospital for 59 days. He was on a ventilator. He lost 50 pounds while he was there. I mean, in really, really rough shape. And so we're glad that he was able to get out there. But think about that, a double lung transplant.
God bless him, man. Seriously. I mean, you don't wish that on nobody. Seriously. Yeah.
No, but when you go back to what we were discussing, yes, the UFC, they do not give anybody a break. They give no break. No, it's like, you know what they're like?
No discretion.
You know what they're like? They're like Jacob Fatu. All gas, no brakes. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, man. It's crazy.
That's how they treat those guys. But you know what? I mean, I guess the idea is, hey, this is the UFC. You sink or swim. There's no free rides here. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing as an easy fight.
Yeah, I feel that way. And you spoke about Venom Page.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for this dude to have a huge downfall, but Venom's good, man. He's good. He's not the best wrestler in the world or anything like that, but he can defend well.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Venom Page, and I think he's done okay in his Octagon career. But there again, that's another guy, Venom Page. As soon as he came in, they threw him to the wolves as well, man. So, no, man, it just seems like it's just part of the protocol, I guess. But I think the UFC definitely needs to do a little better as far as that goes.
Yeah. Also, in the post-fight presser, I did want to bring this up. A lot of questions for Dana about a variety of subjects. I feel like he's going to get asked about the White House card every time he does any interview until it happens, and then probably after it happens. The White House card is the new sphere. What's going to be on the sphere? The sphere. That's all the media wanted to talk about. Now they want to talk about the White House fight. But one guy said, what are the odds you would give John Jones actually appearing on that card? And Dana said, I'll set the line at 1,000,000,000 to 1. So it doesn't sound like there's anything John can do in the next 10 months to change Dana's mind about that. So no John Jones at the White House.
You know what, man? That could be all talk.
You think?
That could be all talk. I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's some dollars to be made with John Jones being, part of that card, he's gonna be there. One thing about John Jones, he's always been very, very controversial, right? Right. So has Trump. Trump has been very, very controversial.
True.
So has Dana White. Right. Right. So why wouldn't John Jones somehow find his way on that card if it's good for business? If it's good for business,
and if you could trust him to show up,
that's the thing. That's the one thing that we can he keep his nose clean for this next year? That's the question. Then we'll be rounding back to this situation all over again. All right, let's talk about it. Hey guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back.
Man, I got to tell you, BT, I never thought I'd care this much about a wallet, but Ridge Wallet has completely changed the game for me. Before this, I was carrying around that old school leather wallet. It was falling apart. It was bulky and jammed from receipts from like 1996, even though I was only 4 years old. It looked like I had a cheeseburger in my back pocket, but with Ridge,
It's sleek, it's strong. It holds up to 12 cards plus cash and is made from premium materials. I'm talking aluminum, or as my folks across the pond say, aluminium, carbon fiber, titanium. This thing is like the superhero of wallets. And y'all know I love my gear. I gotta be sharp, I gotta be clean. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh. So yeah, I'm so fresh and so clean. And I also need to be functional. So this is what is huge for me. This wallet has RFID blocking tech, so nobody's stealing your info while you're walking down the street. That's peace of mind. And check this out. Mine is made of carbon fiber, but they have 50 colors and styles to choose from. It's the last wallet you'll ever need. And with Ridge's lifetime warranty, it's not just hype, it's real.
Right now, Ridge is running their huge Memorial Day sale. You can get up to 40% off at ridge.com/booker. That's ridge.com/booker. Don't miss their biggest sale of the year. And when they ask how you heard about them, make sure you tell them you heard them right here on the Hall of Fame podcast with Brad Gilmore and Booker T. Hey, and don't forget, support the show and level up, baby.
You know, life always doesn't wait for a payday. There's been times where I needed some gas money, groceries, or even grab some last-minute tickets for a big night out, and payday, it was still days away. That's why I love talking about the game-changing app like Earn In. Earn In is the app that lets you access your pay your way as you earn it, and up to $150 a day with a maximum of $750 between checks. There's no interest, there's no credit checks, there's no mandatory fees. It's not a loan. This is your money. Just download the Earn In app, add in your work info, and you can start accessing your pay right away. You can even leave an optional tip to help support the app for everybody. Then, any money you access plus any tip is simply paid back from your next paycheck. So imagine this. Your daughter's school shoes are on sale, but payday's not until Friday. Well, with Earn In, you don't have to wait. Or maybe you got a surprise dinner plan with someone special. Don't put it off. That's the kind of financial momentum that Earn In gives you. Millions of people are using it. I wish I had Earn In back in the day when I first started it out, especially when you're trying to balance bills, gigs, and unexpected stuff like a vet bill or even car repairs. So download Earn In today. That's EARNIN in the Google Play or Apple App Store. And when you do, type in Hall of Fame under podcast when you sign up. That's Hall of Fame under podcast. It really helps the show and helps you get paid when you need it most. Earn In is a financial technology company. It's not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days. Expedited transfers are available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. Make Earn In a part of your financial routine and join over 4 million people using it to turn any day into payday. It's your money. Take control of it with Earn In.
Oh, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I guess some news going on in the world of sports and entertainment, right? What's going on?
Yeah. Few things that have been popping up here. But I don't know if you got to see any of Triple Mania over the weekend, but I've watched more AAA in this last year than I ever have, and I think it's after WWE took over. You know, it's more accessible to me. It's on the YouTube channel, so I can tap in and see it. Omos was at AAA. It looks like
when did that air?
That was on Saturday.
Saturday at what time?
Early afternoon.
Okay, that's why I was at the seminar.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
that's why.
But you know what? It was a fun card. And the thing is, I didn't catch the full thing, but what's cool is a lot of WWE names are on there. You know, Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, El Grande Americano. Roxanne Perez had an appearance along with the rest of the Judgment Day. Lola Vice, of course, was there.
Spicy
Vicey, baby.
Spicy meatball.
Natty Neidhart was in there, as well as Omos was in a gauntlet match. He eliminated La Parka for the victory. La Parka's still out there doing it. But you know, it's fun to see these matches, and to me, you know, I saw that what's his name? Triple H was there, Shawn Michaels was there, The Undertaker was there. They put 20,000 people in the arena which is I think the
1,000 people, baby. That right there deserves a shucky ducky quack quack.
But what's crazy is they put 20,000 people in that building, and on the same night CMLL ran, and they put 5,000 people in another building. I mean, to me, this is their big. They being AAA, this is the big show they have of the year. This Triple Mania. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of what's going on here in the States. Of just wrestling is so popular right now. It's so popular. You're getting sellouts everywhere.
You know, never thought I'd see this. You know what? WWE actually owns AAA.
It's so crazy.
All right, is New Japan next? I mean,
I'm sure.
I'm serious. I'm like, well, what's next? You know what I mean? This thing is truly becoming a global, juggernaut as far as this wrestling business going now with AAA doing business like that. I'm sure they was doing very, very well before, but I'm sure with the machine behind them, everything is going to be a whole lot brighter, a whole lot bigger, and a whole lot better, and a whole lot more money is going to be made and put in people's pockets. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But to be able to create some cool shows to do and have guys that aren't highlighted as much on the SmackDown or, the Raw, they can be highlighted, on AAA now.
AAA. Or, just more dates for certain talent to work in, even in NXT. Lola Vice getting a lot of screen time.
I love it, man. I love it. It's great.
In AAA. Now, two things. One, you spent time down in Mexico for a little bit, right?
Loved it, baby. I loved it. You know what I mean? The money was good, plentiful, and the matches. I always say, before I came back to WWE, I was down in Mexico doing some work, and the way they structured the matches down there and the way they do everything, I was like, man, I think I could do this for another 10 years.
Because it's way different than the American style.
It's so much more different than what the American style of wrestling is. And man, you just get you get so much more time to just, relax and have fun. And the fans, they love, what the luchador style of wrestling brings to the table as well. So I was like, man, I think I could. And then I got a call to come back to work.
Were you working an independent down there, or what company were you working with?
It was an independent company, man. I can't think of the name of it right now because you gotta realize it was like in 2010.
Right,
my brain's
quite some
a
time.
little foggy. I only worked there, about like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 shots. But I was getting ready to start working on a regular basis before I came back to WWE. But I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the envelope.
It was nice.
The envelope.
It's plentiful.
Look here, I don't want to even talk too loud.
Let me ask you, and because I don't want to start an international incident, but did you enjoy working in Mexico more or Puerto Rico more?
I like both.
Yeah.
Both of that actually, people talk about how dangerous it is down in Mexico, and it's very, very dangerous.
Certain parts, yeah.
Much more than it is in Puerto Rico, but it's very, very dangerous in Puerto Rico as well. But I had certain people taking care of me when I was in Mexico, and it felt, man, I felt like I was at home.
Right.
In a lot of ways, and then in Puerto Rico, same thing. I had people, looking out for me, and I went out to the club, and felt it, the salsa, you know what I mean? I felt like Tony Montana, you know what I mean, a little bit. But I'm serious, man, because the chicas, man,
they were all
over the place, man, just all over.
Yeah.
But no, I had a great time in both places.
Okay, yeah. Well, I hear like those stories, not so much in Mexico. I hear it more in Puerto Rico that, the people didn't take too kindly to the heels, right? That's what I always would hear. And they would, I don't know if it's probably not during your time, but probably before that, they would heat up pennies and drop them on people as they were coming through the thing, and they throw piss balloons.
I never got that treatment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never got that treatment. Normally, I think when I went to Puerto Rico, I think I went for Carlos Colon.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, so
yeah, you did.
Over there, everything was, pretty copacetic. You know what I mean? They had everything pretty much under control. They had security and everything. So, no, and in Mexico, like I say, I had a great time. I never had any problems, on any of those tours, outside the stadium or anything like that, or inside the stadium as well.
Yeah, the thing about some of these international,
quite lucky, I must say.
Quite lucky. Yeah, you were on the lucky end of it. But
Yeah.
it's just so interesting for WWE to be in business with AAA and to have that outlet, have NXT going strong. There's even that rumor that came out not only about the media rights deals for TNA, but I read a rumor online, and maybe your inside source could either confirm or deny the veracity of this claim, that WWE has, if TNA were to ever be sold, WWE has first right of refusal to buy TNA if they want it. Did you read that?
I did read that. I did. I don't have any insider information because I haven't checked on it or anything like that. But I could see something like that being, available for WWE just because of all the work that they're doing together right now. I don't see TNA being sold anytime soon because I think they got a really, really good thing going. I think I think it only can get better for TNA right now. It's a huge upside for TNA to still be in business, and whoever's running it is going to be making a lot of money. Now, can WWE, just put a not WWE, but TKO and Endeavor, can they write a huge check for somebody to just say, hey, man, let us run this thing, and hey, take this with you. And somebody look at that check and they go, oh, man, I appreciate it. Let's rock on that. Because they got deep pockets, man. They got deep pockets, and money talks. Bull crap walks. That's just the name of the game. So I can see something like that happening. Either or, seriously.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if WWE one day owned TNA, but I think TNA's doing great on their own right now. I love the collaboration with NXT.
You know what? I do like what they're doing, like with AAA. I do like the collaboration that they're doing with TNA, and I would imagine if they was to buy TNA, they would keep it in existence. And I just wish they would have had that same thing around the early 2000s, that same mindset, around the early 2000s when WCW came along. But I understand it in so many different ways too. Why you say I'm not going to get in that bed because there was so much money involved with those contracts with WCW and Time Warner. It's a lot of, but I just wish, man, WCW could still be around like that.
It'd be cool but you know what? Look, we're living in like a pro wrestling Elseworld right now. Like those comic books where they go down like an alternate timeline. It feels like we're living in an alternate timeline in some way. WWE owning AAA, NXT, TNA going on, everything that's happening with Netflix and this deal and that deal. Who's to say WCW doesn't come back? Like honestly, who's to say they don't start WCW Nitro or on Disney Plus,
man,
or on ESPN Direct to Consumer?
Oh my God, you know what I mean? You know what? Never say never.
Who's to say it won't happen? They brought ECW back, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say it won't happen?
Yeah, you know what? I would love to see something like that. And
that'd be awesome.
You're right on that. Never say never, but right now with the way they're making money moves, anything can happen. Always expect the unexpected. Yeah, this pro wrestling, brother. The cream of the crop. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Hey, we got to take a break, man. Stick around. Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, Nashville? It's your man, Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Wake up, man, and get in the ring with the Hall of Fame.
Every Saturday morning, book at 8 a.m. We're coming to you live on 102.5 The Game, Nashville's home for sports talk. We've got the knockout conversations, the legends, and all the sports insight that you crave.
So check out Booker T and Brad Gilmore every Saturday morning on 102.5 The Game. Now, can you dig it? Oh, yes, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We get close to wrapping this thing up. I know we got some super chats, Brad, but I know you probably got somewhere you want to go with what's up.
Well, yeah, before I get to the super chats, let me just ask, or say, I'm still on the fence on what's going on with Karrion Kross. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he was on Ariel Helwani's show and swore up and down this is not a work, that he came to him as a surprise, that he got a contract offered to him but had 24 hours to accept or reject. And he said he had some more questions, and Scarlett didn't get offered a deal. There was a lot. This is everything that he was saying. Now, again, he has a book out, and this is on his book tour. I just have questions. You know what I mean? I just have questions. I'm not sure. And you know who else he referenced? You know who he said? He said one sentence that made me go, They were talking about the business or whatever, and he said, I'm a big Brian Pillman mark. He said that at one point. And we remember Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman was a worker of workers, man. He worked himself into a shoot to get himself out of a contract to get into another contract. Right? Mr. Booker, man, we remember this angle. I don't know, but let me ask you just in general. If Karrion Kross is indeed a free agent, doesn't it make sense for he and WWE to be able to work this out? I still see money in this guy.
You know, maybe it's one of those cases where they want Karrion Kross to go build himself like a lot of other guys, you know what I mean, like a Drew McIntyre. You know, Drew's in the same position where he was highly touted. He's a guy that you never thought would be, you know, on the cutting block, and boom, he gets released.
Yeah.
Right. You know, Jinder Mahal, you know what I mean? Another guy, you know. So I just think this may, you know, Cody Rhodes left. I think this may be one of the cases, you know, of, you know, Karrion Kross having to go out there and, you know, do something, you know, make a name for yourself, you know, make yourself marketable. Give us a reason to pay you some big money. You know, one of those situations. One thing with Karrion Kross is, you know, if you WWE, they don't. Let me tell you this: WWE normally don't pay guys if they're not working.
Right.
That's not their MO.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not working, they let your ass go.
Right.
I'm serious, you know. And Karrion Kross hadn't done a whole lot of work since he's been there at all. And normally, if this is a work, you know, hey man, unreal. Here it is. There it is. Let's rock with it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Karrion Kross. I'd like to know what the chat thinks, and if they think that this is a work, or, you know, are we going to see Karrion Kross, I don't know, Book, for lack of a better term, are we going to see him, you know?
Here come the bounce back.
We're going to see him bounce back. We're going to see. We're going to see. Hopefully he's just not.
Sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
Acting bizarre. That's never going to.
It's a bizarre situation, though.
Bizarre situation. That's what we need to start saying. It's a bizarre situation.
It is.
Why do you have to hit it so hard, though? Why do you have to hit bizarre so hard?
Bro, that's Will, dog.
But he hit it real hard.
Look here, Will is a Hall of Famer.
Yes, of course.
Right or wrong?
100%.
He's a Hall of Famer.
100%.
All right. So why you beefing on Will?
I like Will. I'm a Will fan. I've rooted for this man my whole life. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Sometimes he act bizarre.
I'm the rapper. He's the DJ. You know, I love all that stuff. You know, I even love the Willennium album. You know what I mean? Lost and Found. I know my Will Smith, but this.
Sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
He hit that bizarre too hard, man.
New stuff, bro. Is he working on some new stuff?
He's got a new album out.
These young kids, man, they like to hear different these days. You got Lil Yachty.
Book.
You know what I mean? You got a little baby. You know, you got all these little son of a guns running around. You got to keep up. You got to keep up with them.
You know, all I know is sometimes you bite off more than you can chew, and then you chew it. That's my lesson from Will Smith. Marcus Craig says, Book, they might screw you again this season, referring to LFG.
You know, dog.
Fixes
in. When you got your wife, you know what I mean? Who you going to bring next? Your kids? You know, the aunt, the uncle, you know, mom, pop. You know what I mean? You might just well make it a little reality show around the fam. That's the way I see it.
It's where it's trending toward. Do you know what I mean? That's how it's trending right now.
I mean, come on. You see how Taker and his lovely wife are all lovey-dovey sitting there, man. I mean, come on. It's not a whole lot of room for that. We're trying to do business. I'm just being honest.
What are they? They're doing what? They're being what? They're being lovey-dovey? Is that what you said?
Lovey-dovey, yeah.
Lovey-dovey, buddy.
All cozy and, you know, lovey-dovey and, you know, smiling all the time. Nobody got time for that, man. Nobody got time for that.
Nobody's got time for that. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Everybody that's watching the show, they know.
They know.
Everybody watching the show, they know.
Real
They
real ones know.
know. Yeah.
Real ones know. We already know what time it is.
Oh, yes.
But we'll see what happens as we go further. Jake from the Windy City says, "Happy Monday booking, brah." Thank you. What charitable causes are near and dear to both of you? Do you have you have a foundation for underprivileged youth, right?
Booker T fights for kids.
Yeah. So would you say,
Yeah.
and the homeless, you're big on the homeless too, right?
Huge on the homeless and
Yeah.
trying to solve that problem, and it just wish I could get a little help to actually be able to accomplish that mission, but it's definitely a mission, a task. It's going to take more than just myself to get that done. Every time I go out to LA, man, that's the one thing that really throws me into a tailspin is seeing how many people are struggling out there. How many people are just trying to survive from one day to the next, trying to keep a meal, a hot, warm meal on the table. It's amazing. And I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had a place in my heart for people like that. I cannot pass by this some lady on the corner, and I cannot not go in my pocket and give them some money. I don't know why, but it's just one of those things. I just want to see people make it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And homeless and underprivileged youth. I'm also big on wildlife, protecting the pets, ASPCA stuff, and of course the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research I donate to a lot. My grandmother succumbed to Parkinson's, so it's a cause that's near and dear to me for sure. D'Angelo Brown says, "Did you guys watch the Hogan special on TMZ?" I did not. I saw a clip of Vince on it, but I didn't watch the special. Did you see anything from it?
I just saw the clip from Vince as well. I didn't see the special or anything like that. I was busy. I was running around, but Hogan. A lot of people love Hogan, man. Hogan did a lot for the business. No matter what people say, I mean, that's one thing that they'll never be able to take away from him as far as what he did for the business, and be able to pay tribute to that is, I think it's cause for that. Hopefully, they'll be paying tribute to me one day.
Yeah, and look, obviously Hogan, we've talked a lot about him, and Vince on the special was interesting that he popped up there. Looked a little bit like Cruella DeVille. You saw his hair, how it was going. It was like graying right here.
Yeah. Come on, bro. That's hair color.
I know, but I'm like, touch your roots up, my guy, before you do a spot.
Look, he's looking for that look. That's that boss look, man. That's that villain look.
Bro, that's a villain look. That's like
you know what I mean?
Like an 80s villain.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. One of those movies, you don't want to mess with that dude. You don't want to mess with
He's like a Bond villain. You know how like the Bond villains, they always had that one distinguishing characteristic? Like
got rid of the mustache.
Thank the Lord. You know what I mean? So that was a swing and a miss, Vince. No disrespect, but that was a swing and a miss.
You got to look here. It's 2025. You got to mix it up.
Yeah, now he's got the Cruella DeVille going on. I feel you. Jack Frost says, "One love, Ro. Please start paying artists for your thumbnails / posters. AI isn't a good look for the channel." Hey, look, man. We got to do what we got to do.
Look, man. Come on, dog.
Come on, bro.
Don't be so critical about everything.
Come on, bro.
That's the little stuff.
That's
all right. Come on,
man. Callie Toenail, Triple Mania was damn good. Again, the women did it for me. Yeah, well, yeah. Even though she lost, Natty got something. I love she was so aggressive. I hope she maintains it. She did the Natty Neidhart character that we saw at Reality of Wrestling against Promise Braxton.
No, I'm glad to see Natty actually get a chance to go out there and do that, because this is something she's been pushing for this for over a year, to go out there and do something different. And this independent run that she's been on has been a hell of a deal for her to actually still be able to be in the company. And
for sure.
It's amazing. What Natty's doing right now is spreading the love. That's what she's doing. She's going out there giving so much love to so many talent out there, such as a Promise Braxton. I can't do nothing but say I appreciate Natty Neidhart. I'm not going to even say Natalia. I'm going to say Natty.
Natty Neidhart, baby. Yeah. Our final super chat of the day comes from D'Angelo Brown. What's the difference of Cross coming back without Scarlett? Rusev came back without Lana. Do you guys think Jericho's coming back to WWE when his contract expires in December? He said he's open to it.
People talking about it. People talking about Jericho coming back. Does Jericho fit into WWE right now? What do you think? That's a good question, right?
I mean, look, to me, it's like Chris Jericho, it's like Edge or Christian. They'll always fit in.
He's an original, I guess. He's
an OG.
He's
you know what I mean?
I guess I could definitely see Chris Jericho coming back. But why,
could Cross come back without Scarlett? I like them as a pair, and Scarlett's money to me, man.
You know what? Yeah. They are good as a pair, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I really think Karrion Kross could get over if he's capable of getting over, and that is all going to be. Scarlett is not going to get him over. That's my point.
I see what you're saying.
Scarlett is not going to be the linchpin, the catalyst to get Karrion Kross over. If that dude is going to get over, he's going to go out there and do it. Damn it, on his own. That's just me. And if he didn't sign the contract just because Scarlett didn't get hers,
I don't think that's the only reason he said.
No.
But I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying that could have been a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I've been begging for Karrion Kross to go out there and show me something in the middle of that. How many times have I said it?
Yeah.
This guy I said, I want him to show me something.
Yeah.
And the only way he's going to show it to me is going to be in a match with somebody. And the thing is, the only way you're going to get a match is you get an opportunity. Yeah. And have the guy gotten the opportunities as of late? No, he hasn't. Why? That's the question. We'll talk about that on the next Hall of Fame.
We will. Now, guys, but I'm a big Scarlett fan, respectfully.
I'm a huge Scarlett fan.
Respectfully.
Put the title on it. Hey, guys.
To the moon, baby.
I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Give your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. I'm on my way to Philly. I'm feeling good. Brad, I want to thank you for having lifted, man. I appreciate you. And until next time, peace. We love you. We out.